Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
So, anything new to talk about in your life?
I haven't gotten an iPhone yet since our last recording, so therefore I still get pissed off at those messages. I'm surprised you've been on so few group chats. I guess every time we get together, we're always using WhatsApp,
Yeah.
which makes sense because it's, international peeps.
I've literally been in 2 group chats ever. One was just for Girl Scouts, and one was with Crystal and her boyfriend.
I guess I prefer not to be because, especially with this whole light and crap like that, I get all these people who send messages at really bad times, and I don't want to care about what you're talking about in this text chain a lot of times. I don't have enough stuff to say to multiple people all at one time, I guess. I don't know about you. Not if I text, at least. I mean, it's funny because we're both making videos right now that hopefully thousands and thousands and thousands of people will watch, right? And I'm saying that I don't have...
Mess that up.
What?
I did this wrong.
Looks right.
Yeah, but I could have been one block further up.
Oh.
I think.
We'll find out when you... Yeah, that's... hello.
Sucker.
He literally is just in that spot where he can't get to us. Now he can. In the face. In the face. I guess it's coming up to summer. How late do kids' schools go now?
Into June. Here, at least.
Have you had any more elementary school lunches?
Not lately. She's out for spring break right now.
Oh yeah, I guess Easter is coming up real soon here, huh? It's so weird to me because college spring break is like 3 or 4 weeks before Easter. And high school, middle school, elementary school spring break always surrounds Easter in some way, shape, or form. It's either the week before or the week after Easter holiday.
Right.
I find
I was arguing with Crystal earlier today because this is her year to have her for spring break. So that means, and her the week before spring break and the week after spring break are her weeks too. So, it's like 3 weeks in a row she has her. But the way my divorce is worded, the day before school starts back from spring break, I get her back Sunday at 6:00. Well, school's out Monday for a teacher work day. And so Crystal's trying to say that I don't get her at all because school doesn't start back until Tuesday after spring break, even though Monday is the start of the week after spring break. So we've been going back and forth on that. So I just emailed my lawyer to ask him, and he was basically like, well, Monday is technically the start of the school week. It's not part of spring break.
it's just a
That's his
professional
opinion.
I mean, it's interesting to throw a professional development day. Oh, I'm out of arrows, man, because I don't have infinity. Onto a holiday, which is nice for the kids, but it screws up things like exactly what you're talking about because in anybody's mind, if it's connected to the holiday, you can say it's part of the holiday, but clearly it's not part of spring break, though it just feels like it's part of spring break.
Right. So it's, I don't know. My lawyer basically said it's not worth going to court and fighting over because, it would cost a lot of money to argue about this one day. But, I don't know, it's just pissing me off that she's, it's Easter for one thing. I'd like to see my daughter. And I'm not going to see her for 3 weeks, basically, because the way spring break fell this year. And I looked, and, next year spring break falls on my week. So, and then the year after that, it falls on my week again. So every other year, the whole month of April, I'm not gonna have my daughter basically.
Just because it's the way the
It
weeks happen
always
to
falls
fall.
on my normal week in either way.
Do you get how are Christmases and Thanksgivings and stuff worked out? Is it literally the holiday and like the day before versus the entire
I'd
week?
have to look at it to give you the exact wording, but it's basically like from the time she gets out of school until Christmas Day, one of us gets her, and then the other one gets her from the day that like Christmas Day until school starts back, and Thanksgiving something similar to that.
Dude, that was weird.
But in those cases,
I did
in those
the bounce
cases, it
thing you were
actually says
talking
the
about just
Sunday
now, too.
before or whatever. So like it gives a day, but the spring break one's vague and just says the day before school resumes. So like in the way she's reading it, like I was talking about this earlier, if there was like a national emergency and schools got canceled, she technically, in the way she's seeing it, she just keeps it forever. But school doesn't start back.
Huh. But what if it's your week?
Same thing. I mean, technically, if you're going by her interpretations of the legal agreement.
So is her interpretation more like a William Barr interpretation
Basically.
than it is an actual?
I mean, she just continues to do this shit where she'll like, she'll go out of her way to interpret things in whatever way works best for her, basically. What pisses me off is I keep like,
I mean, I'll be honest. I think
I
most
don't-
people try to do that in life.
well, sometimes I guess, sure, but like I try to do whatever's best in my daughter's interest in all these cases. Like there was a birthday party a couple months ago that it happened on my weekend, and she asked if she could have her take her to this birthday party, and it wasn't even like one of her friends' birthday parties. It was her boyfriend's brother's birthday party. And so
It was like an adult birthday party.
Yeah, but there was gonna be some kids there that my daughter knew. So I was like, sure, and I let her have her. But I guess I should have just been like, no, fuck you, because that's what she would have done to me.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when people
Yeah.
get that type of. I'm gonna remove mending from this bow. I hope you're not mad.
No.
Because I'd rather have it be infinity.
Infinity, yeah, that makes sense.
Apparently, I
And like during the
can't?
sure she's enrolled her in a bunch of camps.
Oh, apparently
and,
I can't swap it. That
Can't
sucks.
even do it, huh? She ordered a bunch of camps, and normally like we switch Monday at 3 p.m. But all the camps start like 7 o'clock in the morning. So she's asked me like on all of my weeks where I would keep her Monday until 3, if she can have her at like 7 on Mondays, so that she can attend these camps. And I was like, I guess so, because I mean, I don't want my daughter to miss the first day of whatever camp she's in. I don't know. But I have a feeling if I had done the same thing, she'd have been like, nope. Like I did. There was one camp I wanted her to go to, a Lego camp, and she's like, "Oh, we're planning on going to the lake that day, so she just can't go to that camp because she would miss Monday, or she'll have to miss Monday." Like it feels like every day, every time I've asked her for anything, there's some excuse. But anyways,
I mean, I want to say that give it time, she'll come to her senses, type of deal. But then I see the way my sister and her husband still are. I guess they're actually finally making some progress, like a very, 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 very slight progress, because she had to get agreement from him for the oldest to play lacrosse. And even though it was way after the deadline, he agreed that he would let him play and also, assist with because on his weeks that he has him, he's got to, make sure he picks him up from lacrosse practice, which is later time frame than, normally he would go pick him up. So he has to go pick him up from the school, like 5 o'clock or something like that, as opposed to, they take the bus home or pick him up. I don't know if he takes the bus home or they pick him up or whatever. But he did agree, and apparently that's going on. But this is the first time, and they've been divorced for like 9 years at this point. Mm-hmm. And it's the first time that...
Like the camp stuff pisses me off too, because every year she's been in theater camp, like for her life. She's been in a theater, like and done a little play or whatever. And it's 2 weeks. And so last year it was a hassle to get Crystal to let me make sure she got to go to that, because one of the weeks was her week. But she finally relented and let her do it. And this year, whenever she started bringing up all these camps, I was like, one of those that you've enrolled her in is going to fall on the week for theater camp. Are you just not going to let her go to theater camp this year? And she's like, well, I'll leave it up to her if she wants to go or not. But then she went ahead and enrolled her into the camps. And it's like, we don't even know when theater camp is yet. And you've already paid $150 for this camp that's non-refundable. So I know you're basically a fucking liar, because when it comes time, you're going to be like, well, she's already enrolled in this camp.
What is the other camp that she's in?
They're all Girl Scout related. The one that I think is probably going to fall around the time that is theater is Harry Potter thing. So she'll probably enjoy it. I'm not
Harry Potter camp.
Basically. Yeah.
The hell do they do? Teach them to be Wiccan?
Wizards.
Well, Wiccan, isn't that the female version of wizard?
Wiccan is a religion, Jeff.
I thought like Wiccans. I don't know. So wait, what's a warlock then? I thought there was a term for a female wizard, and I thought it was Wiccan, but you're right. That's like a religion.
No.
But I thought there was a term for a female wizard.
Female wizard's a witch.
Really?
Yes.
What's a warlock then? I thought witches and warlocks went together.
That's the male. Yeah, witches and warlocks.
Oh, so wizard is just an all-encompassing term?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no gender attached with wizard.
Interesting. I learned something new every day. Just like I learned about burritos. What'd
you learn about burritos? Oh, the flour tortilla.
That they are made in a flour tortilla and do not use a fork. Oh man, I left all my blocks over.
Here's the thing about that, though, the whole non-fork thing. Most Mexican restaurants I know put some kind of sauce on top of burritos. You can't pick that shit up. There are the pick-up burritos, but there's also...
So does a wet burrito become an enchilada the second you have to use a fork?
It definitely doesn't. It's too damn big. Enchilada's got a size limit.
They do? Is that like official real too, or are you just making that shit up now?
I don't know if this is like decreed anywhere, but I feel like there is a size limit to an enchilada, because for one thing, it's going to go in that corn tortilla that's got a size limit to itself too.
A corn tortilla would not have a size limit if it was something that actually stayed together like a good flour tortilla did.
I don't, I've had tacos a lot in the last few days.
Why would there be a size limit then? Why is there a size limit to corn tortilla? You can make a corn tortilla just as big as any flour tortilla.
You could, but that's not how they are made, Jeff.
It's not how you've made them or gotten them made, but you could make them that way. There's nothing stopping you.
You could make them bigger, but that's not what you do. That's just like a taco shell. It could be bigger, but there's a size that people make their taco shells.
So if you're talking, let's turn this into like a hamburger conversation here. If you have a normal hamburger, but then you jump up to the quarter pounder, or then you jump up to a half pounder.
The bun size doesn't generally change, though.
It can. Haven't you ever been to Fuddruckers in your life?
I've never been to Fuddruckers.
It's been a very long time since I've been to Fuddruckers, but they have different bun sizes.
Well, that's
McDonald's has different bun sizes. I worked there for many years.
They have two.
Depends on what specialty they're running. When they had the MBX burger way back when, they also had a third MBX bun, and for that stupid.
What was that one burger they had that had the bun that had like a football shaped? It wasn't really a football, but it was like, what was that one burger they had for a long time? You just reminded me of a burger that I actually liked from McDonald's, and I can't think what it was.
Oh, the McRib?
No, God, no. That things are gross.
Was it the same style bun, though? Like the oblonged, like... The McRibs are more like an oval bun.
It was still a circle bun, just like the Big Mac or any of those other buns. But it had, like, something in the center.
A Big Mac bun.
No. There wasn't something like what bread in the center. I don't know what it was.
There was the MBX was just a bigger bun, but it had this weird. It had the same meat as the quarter pounder, except it was shaped like a kidney bean for some reason.
Yeah, I never had that.
And then they moved from that to, God, what did they have for a while? It wasn't the MBX anymore, but it was basically the same toppings as the MBX. It was basically a deluxe quarter pounder. which is essentially all the MBX was, and they just used the normal quarter pounder meat and stuff in it. They got smart and realized it wasn't, a wise decision to get a whole new inventory for something that you essentially already make.
Look it up. Trying to figure out what this was.
Yeah, I'm curious what this is, and if it was something that was in like a limited location or.
No, it's not the deluxe, whatever that is. That's just a burger. This was like when I was a kid.
I mean, the problem with McDonald's is they had different specials that they tried in different What did I just find out about that? They were just talking about discontinuing, but it turns out it was only at limited locations, and it was one of the sandwiches that was a staple in Michigan that I didn't know was a regional sandwich in Michigan, but it turned out it was just like a Michigan and like Ohio and those states, and it wasn't mainstream everywhere else. I don't remember what burger it was though. But they just like discontinued it recently. I was just seeing because McDonald's is losing money apparently.
As a whole, it's losing money?
Yeah. You gotta remember, so people now are much more against fast food than they were back when we were growing up. When we were growing up, fast food was kind of like...
Doesn't seem like that.
So people are against fast food because it has I think a lot of people seem to think it has a negative connotation. They want more things like, what do they call them? Like, what is Panera? It's not fast food, it's fast and casual, or what's that category that places like Panera fit into?
I don't know. I consider anything that doesn't, if you have a drive-through, you're fast food. That's how I consider it. That's my own personal definition of what makes something.
And I would agree with you, but there's certain restaurants that try to be, even though they're quote unquote fast food, they're upscale. They try to state that they have higher quality ingredients and things like that, so it makes them on a different level. So places like Panera fall into this fast casual or whatever the hell category this is. And I think people are falling out of favor of your standard fast food, which is like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, etc., for more of these fast casual places such as Panera, or I can't even think of another one off the top of my head, so I keep saying Panera over and over and over again. So Panera or Panera.
Five Guys is not fast food.
Just because there's no drive-through?
Well, there's many reasons why Five Guys isn't fast food, but that's a good start.
I would put Five Guys more into the fast food category than I would a place like Panera. And trust me, I'm not a huge Panera fan, so I'm not like this Panera fanboy. I think it's ridiculously overpriced food that doesn't taste that good.
I like Panera a lot, actually. But they changed my sandwich, and
that's the problem. I used to like it a lot. We get 50% off when you're at the fire department, so we used to always go to Panera. And back when they had a good menu, and now they keep changing it and taking shit away. Like, I had catering from Panera the other day in a meeting that I was at, and I was so disappointed because you gave me this bacon spinach salad and forced me to use this dressing that I didn't want because it was the only dressing that came with this particular salad. Like, they didn't give you dressing choices, and I hate it when places don't give you a choice of your own dressing for a salad. Weird. It's what?
Yeah. I said that's weird.
Yeah. I think that's the staple of some of these places. They tell you what you want. Actually, that was a big thing at McDonald's back in the day. They learned that you were no longer supposed to ask people, especially in the drive-thru, what kind of drink they wanted with a meal when they got an extra value meal.
You weren't?
No. Your statement was to say, do you want Coke with that? Because Coke was the biggest selling item, the biggest selling drink, the most popular one. So most people are going to say that they want a Coke. And if you offer somebody a choice, they often sit there and think about it because they don't know what the options are. But if you tell them, do you want this? They will more often than not just say yes. And therefore, you speed people through the line.
That makes sense, I guess.
So, even in the fast food way, you're trying to...
Was it Panera where you couldn't get your salad dressing, by the way?
It was a Panera catering. But even at a normal Panera bread, if you just go up there, it's very difficult. I've had a very big trouble getting them to give me a different dressing for a salad because you order a salad and they just key it in and move on to the next item. And if you forget, like, oh shit, I was expecting a prompt for what dressing I wanted or whatever, you often run into a problem getting your dressing.
Does yours not have the like self-serve kiosks?
No, we do a lot of, because we have one in my hospital now, I very rarely eat there because it's super expensive. Like I said, I hate Panera because of how expensive it is. And when I do decide to eat there, we usually order online to go pick it up. So, but no, it does not have a self-serve kiosk in the front. But you can order online, and therefore that is your self-serve kiosk, you know.
Right. Because like when I order at Panera, they break it down like every single sandwich and everything. You could change everything about everything.
Everything about everything, you say.
And you don't have. You could order like an Italian sandwich and just get bread if you really wanted to.
Where's our water channel?
But yeah, I hate that my daughter likes Panera so much because it's so expensive.
It is.
She always wants a bread bowl.
I think the bread bowls are one of the more reasonably priced things there too.
It's still not cheap.
Oh no, I didn't say it was cheap. Panera as a whole is just an expensive place, and that's one thing I don't like it. I wish your mind would have told us what this fast casual experience is called now.
They say it's called fast casual.
Oh really? I guess it doesn't sound right. I think there's a different term that gets used a lot for it, but I guess it could be just fast casual. But yeah, I don't even know why we got into this conversation. We were talking about
I don't remember
fast food being McDonald's hurting, losing money or whatever.
Yeah, I'm surprised to hear that. I really thought they were still doing fine.
I mean, I didn't say
what they need to do is get rid of employees. Like I know that sucks to hear, but they need to. They really don't. There is no need for anyone to be keying in your order.
Oh
no, you should never talk to a person there, and like they should be a drive-through worker. But there should be no front of house. So, like, what would you like to order?
So I will tell you, I have not gone. I had not gone to a McDonald's in a very long time. And a couple of weeks ago, I was driving all over the place for work. I had to go to like one hospital one day, and the next day I had to go to corporate. And I was really hungry in the morning, so I actually was like, you know what? I'm going to find a McDonald's on the way and get McDonald's breakfast because I still love McDonald's breakfast. It's still tasty. Might not be good for you, but it's tasty as hell. And I GPS'd my way to this place that I got so confused at because, for one, I ended up going inside because it was the only McDonald's I've ever been to that did not have a drive-thru.
That's weird.
It was very strange because there was just no drive-thru, and I was confused. I was driving around the parking lot because expecting to find this drive-thru and couldn't find it, and was like, "What am I doing wrong here?" And there was none. But I walked in, and it was the one that had a kiosk at this McDonald's, so I typed in my own food order and felt kind of cool about it. But yeah, there was no reason to have, but there were still people waiting in line to order from a person.
That's what happens when I go to Panera Bread. There's this long ass line, and there's a kiosk. There's like 4 kiosks open, and all these people standing in line. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
I don't know if it's just that they don't understand how to use it.
Man.
Because I would definitely much more rather just go type in my own shit and understand what I'm getting and know that I did it right. Yeah, I know that I did it right. Because the worst thing is when you go to a place and you order something and you explicitly state it like you know it's supposed to be. Especially when I was at McDonald's and I worked there and I knew the lingo. And I would explicitly state something to somebody and get something completely wrong, and you look at the receipt and they just had ordered it completely incorrectly. That would piss me off. Like, making food wrong, I get. Like, you don't pay attention to all the special orders. But when you just ordered it wrong, even though I was standing right there and so explicitly stated exactly how I wanted it, like, that drives me insane.
All right.
At the same time, though, I've had those customers who ask for ridiculous things and don't understand that you can't do that and then expect to. I had a lady, this lady must have had like some weird form of OCD or something, but she needed a cup of whatever drink she got. I don't remember if it was Coke, Diet Coke, or whatnot, but it had to have 3 ice cubes in it, and that was all.
Okay, yeah, that's weird.
And she freaked out when I walked around the corner and came back with the cup because she thought I was going to make it at the machine that she could see. And this is back before you had like serve yourself in the dining room area. It was like when we actually, poured all the drinks. And she thought I was going to make it at the soda machine that she could see, but that one was closed for the night. We were cleaning it, so we were using the one around the corner for the drive-through, and she like freaked out because she couldn't see me make her drink. So I realized it was more of that was a mental thing for her, but you deal with those people as well. At least she knew exactly what she wanted. It was just a little meticulous, you know.
How did you go about making sure she had 3 ice
I ended up 3 ice cubes because it was back when we had that a big ice bin. You didn't have the It was always easy. I just put 3 ice cubes in the little shovel and then put them in the cup. And I ended up letting her like walk because I realized what she was doing. And I said, step back here. I'll make you a new one. And I let her step back into like the employee area, like 2 feet into it so she could see what I was doing. And she watched me do it and was like very like pleased because it was exactly what she wanted. And she knew where the cups came from and all this stuff. But those people like her were like not the people I complained about because you kind of dealt with people like her. It was just people with other ridiculous complaints. And sometimes you'd have people that would order and be like, and I want that sauce that goes on, and they talk about like, we used to have fajita wraps in the morning, and I don't remember there was a salsa or something that went with them, but I remember somebody asking me for some type of that sauce that went on the fajitas, but this was at night. And I was like, well, that's, they open that in the morning. We don't have any because we're not prepped for the morning prep. And she's like, I know you got some of it back there. So anyways, I want that. And then she just continued to order the rest of her food. And you deal with people like that a lot that think that if they just talk faster, that you're just going to do it for them, even if it's not a requirement that you can meet for this person. But some people really take the quote unquote the customer is always right mentality to the extreme and somehow think that they can shit on any fast food workers because they're the customer, they're right. Hell, did you ever listen to Doc when he would talk about Disney being at Disney last year? Because I wasn't there this year. I don't think he was there this year either. But he wasn't. No. He would always just be like, if he didn't get his way, his go-to saying was, "You're not making my day very magical right now," because
you broke up. I don't know what his saying was.
Man, you're gonna have to watch the video to find out. It's gonna be crazy.
What was the saying, Jeff?
No, the saying was, "You're not making my day very magical right now."
Did that work for him?
I don't know, but he told me that he was always using that one there at Disney.
You're breaking up so bad.
God, it's you, man. It's you. I can hear myself just fine.
Me.
Must be you.
Oh, God. Well, we're out of time anyway, so we can end it here since I'm only getting a partial amount of your words.
All right, everybody. Have a magical day.
Yeah. Have a magical day.
All right. See it.